All right, 2.6, perimeter and area of similar figures. So in our previous section, we talked about similar figures and how we know they have to have proportional side lengths to each other. So if we're talking about perimeter and area of similar figures, we're going to use that same concept. We know that perimeter is found by adding all side lengths together, whereas area is found by multiplying the length times the width if you're talking about a square, or it's the base times the height divided by 2 if you're talking about a triangle. Okay, so it says when two figures are similar, the ratio of their perimeters is equal to the ratio of their corresponding sides. So I know that the perimeter, so this plus this plus this, that ratio is going to be the same as just comparing this side to this side length compared to over here and over here. So if I have a problem where it says the height of a first figure is 9 feet tall. So figure A is 9 feet tall. Okay. It says the height of a similar figure is 15 feet tall. We want to know the ratio of the perimeter of A to B. So the ratio of the side lengths would be 9 over 15, which I can reduce. 9 over 15 reduces to, 3 over 5, which means the perimeter ratio is also going to be 3 to 5. And there's a couple ways you can write it. You can write it as a fraction. Notice it said A to B, which means A needs to be listed on top and B needs to be listed on bottom. You can also use A and then 2 dots and then a B, so your colon. That would be another way you could list it. Or you could use words. You can say A to B. So I could do 3 to 5 like this, or 3 to 5 like this. All of those would be correct ways to talk about the ratio of those two things compared to each other. So same thing for area. When two figures are similar, the ratio of their areas is also going to be equal to, but now here's something different, the square of the ratio of their corresponding side lengths. The square of it, which means you take it times itself. So if I know that each of the side lengths have this proportion, I just square that proportion to be able to find what it's going to be. So let's do an example to make sure we've got it. So it says the base of triangle P is 8. So the base of triangle P is 8. The base of a similar triangle is 7. What is the ratio of the area of P compared to Q? So I want to write it as P compared to Q, which means it's going to be 8 over 7. So this is the ratio of the side lengths, which means the ratio of the area is going to square both of those numbers. So that's going to be 64 to 49. So all you do is find what the ratio is going to be for the side lengths and square both of them. Okay, so it says a swimming pool is similar in shape to a volleyball court. Okay, so here is our pool. And we know it is similar to our volleyball court, which is down here. Find the perimeter and the area of the pool. So the information is given to you over here that you also need. We want to find the perimeter and area of this one here. Okay, so if I know this side length is 10, I also know that this side length is 10. And if it's going to have a perimeter of 60, well, I know that 20 of it is on the left and the right-hand side, which means 40 of it has to be on the top and the bottom. So what does that make the top and the bottom each? Well, that would make each of them 20. Okay? So I can figure out the proportion of the side lengths, and that will use, I can use that to help me find what this missing side length here. So I know this one is 18, and I just need to find what this and this would be. So I can do the short side compared to the long side, so 10 over 20, equal to the short side over the long side, which is x. And now I have a proportion to help me solve for that missing side length. So 10 times x is 10x. 20 times 18 is what? Let's see, 360. And then if I divide both sides by 10, then I get that the missing side length is 36 yards. So now I can find the perimeter and the area. So for the perimeter, I'm going to do 18 plus 18 plus 36 plus 36. For the area, I'm going to do 18 times 36. So feel free to use your calculator at this point. For the perimeter, I get 108 yards. And for the area, I get 648 square yards. Area, remember, you always want to make sure that you are squaring what the label is. So yards or feet or whatever needs to be squared. So I found the area and the perimeter. All right, so take what we've learned and go ahead and write your summary about area and perimeter of similar figures.